And welcome to MFFLtv. I'm your host Dylan, and today before we start, let's give the channel some love, so please make sure to like and subscribe. Also, if you want to follow us on Instagram at MFFLtv or my personal Instagram at Strength and Comedy. I am a personal trainer, so if you want some cheap online personal training, hit me up. But more importantly, Luka Doncic has re-signed for the Mavs, 5 years, $207 million. Look, we all knew it was happening, but it's good to just see it be official. So, you know, with this, at least we've tied down our main guy now. Now we need to build upon that. I know free agency has been disappointing for a lot of Mavs fans, myself included. But I'm trying to look at the positive. You know, we still do have quite a good team. You know, we were up 2-0 against the Clippers. Really, Game 3, we should have had that as well. So, if a few things go differently, you don't want to look into things too much because you never know what's going to happen. But, you know, if we win Game 3, could we move on past them, beat the Jazz? I don't think we're that far off either Milwaukee or Phoenix, to be honest. I think they sort of just peaked at the right time. Had luck with injuries, both of them as well. But that's what you got to do in the playoffs. You know, you got to beat who's in front of you. You got to be lucky, be healthy. And, you know, we have added some good players. Reggie Bullock is a really good 3-and-D player. A lot of teams could really use him. He's really long, lengthy, can get after it. So, you know, that's a really good pickup, good three-point shooter, as well as Sterling Brown off the bench. I think, you know, someone just come on, get some shots up, have the green light off the bench. He can really be good for us. Since we haven't really added that much, now we have to look at porzingis. You know, he really has to step up. I feel like, honestly, a lot of Mavs fans have started to underrate him now. You know, he's no scrub. He still did average about 20 and 9 last season. However, we all know we need him to take another level up. And look, he can do that, you know. We often forget he's 7'3", can shoot the ball. He's a lob threat. He's got nice touch. I think sometimes, you know, he just sort of forces it on the post or he rushes. So he's really got to go back to basics, honestly. If he's down there below the basket, get a post hook. If not, face up. He's 7'3". You can easily shoot a bank shot over your defender. But, you know, I think if we can get him to elevate, maybe get up to about 25 and 10, that would be really good and be a massive difference. I am confident he will play better this year. You know, as everyone says, he is healthy finally for an off-season. He can take time to improve on his game rather than just rehab and try and get back to where he was. As well as that, you know, now we do have Jason Kidd. And I feel like he is really a player's coach. You know, he really does try and build those relationships. As you can see, he's in Slovenia now. And he's going to go to Latvia to meet up with KP after that. If he can, you know, build the morale of the team, get the chemistry going, maybe try and finally unlock that 1-2 punch between Luka and KP, I think then we can really take another level. Are we title contenders? Not necessarily. But, you know, we need to start winning playoff series and start building from there. So I think, you know, Luka and KP, skill set wise at least, they seem like a perfect match. It hasn't been that yet. But, you know, maybe Jason Kidd can do some stuff and unlock that. As well as that, you know, as I said, we got Reggie Bullock. Tim Hardaway Jr. looked like a really good player in the postseason, really stepped up. So, you know, if he can do that for long stretches, I think he can, you know, really take us to another level as well. So, as a whole, I am really happy Luka re-signed. It's just good to have that going so that we can move on from here. And, you know, we do have pieces around him that can really help. We don't have that playmaker yet, so I think that's the one thing we really need to work on, just so that we can get the ball out of his hands more. But even without, you know, that secondary playmaker, I think we do have a decent team. I think we can win a playoff series. Definitely, as I said, not the be-all, end-all, but it is a start. As well, that's not all that happens. So Summer League started. It is so good seeing Mavs basketball, even though it's not the NBA. I was so excited to see these young guys. Look, the first game didn't go very well. They sort of got blown out. But, you know, Tyrese Maxey sort of just blew the game out for Philadelphia. And I think that shows the quality, the difference of quality between the NBA and Summer League. You know, you look at him in the NBA, he averaged 8 points a game. Nothing special. But when you see him compared to the young guys, there's a huge gap there. There's probably, for most of the guys on the Mavs team, he's the best player they've gone up against in terms of experience, especially in an actual game. Maybe they've scrimmaged against some stars or something, but it's a different level when the lights turn on. But yes, we got blown out. There were some positive glimpses. I thought Tyrell Terry showed some decent stuff. His decision making at times not the best. He constantly puts his head down, goes into traffic, and either gets blocked or can't get up a shot, forced into a bad pass. So I think that's something he definitely needs to work on. But besides that, he seemed active on defense, hit some threes. He did make some good passes, so I think that was, one definitely positive sign. I felt as a team, especially in the first half, everyone was just playing for themselves. It was just ISO after ISO, and it just did not look good. I know everyone's trying to, play for a contract, but when it doesn't work, it looks really ugly. Everyone was just either getting blocked, jacking up ugly shots, and it just not look good at all. At times, there were, few possessions where we had some off-ball cuts, some backdoor cuts, some nice passes, and we got some easy buckets. But for the most part, I think we made it way too hard for ourselves going ISO ball. As soon as someone got the ball out on the wing, they were just putting their head down, driving to the basket. So that's definitely something I think they need to work on for the second game. But look, there were other positives. Eugene Omoruyi, he looked good, ended up with about 16 points. He seems like he has a real good knowledge of the game, sort of just intuitively knows where to be. Made some good cuts, made some good drives, got a good assist to start the game off. As well, really energetic on defense, good motor. I think of the 4 undrafted rookies, he maybe has the best chance of making the roster, or at least the best chance of being in the roster in the future. The others all showed some signs at points. I was disappointed EJ Onu didn't play as much as I was hoping. In his short stint, he got a block, contested some shots. But I was a bit concerned with how he moves around. He's very slow up and down the court. Seems like he's really lumping his body. Which, especially nowadays with the athletic players in the NBA, he's going to have to get back on defense a lot quicker. And I think maybe that's one reason he doesn't play a lot. Maybe in practice he wasn't showing as much as we'd hoped for. But, Carlik Jones, he did look decent at times. As well, not really a pass-first guy, really trying to go for himself. But showed that, he can create his own shot. He did miss a few, but sort of at this level, you're sort of just looking if they can do that. He had a good handle. Shots will always fall. It's only one game, so you're not trying to look at that too hard. But, showed some good things here and there. Same as Ferron Hunt. Had a few nice around the basket moves. Nothing special. Didn't play much as well. The one disappointment was Nate Hinton, I thought. We were sort of getting hyped up on social media about him. He does give me a bit of DeLon Wright vibes. Obviously, I don't want to be too harsh again. It's just one game. But he ended up with 1 point, which wasn't what I really care about. But he seems like he can't really create his own shot that well. Really just forces himself into traffic, which we're definitely going to have to look out for. That's something he has to cut out of his game. As well, he did get some good rebounds. He got about 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. So he did do some other stuff. But offensively definitely needs to improve. But like I said, I'm excited that basketball started again. It was nice to see the Mavs play, even if it isn't the NBA team. Just something while the off-season keeps going. But let me know what you thought about the game. As well, please like and subscribe. It does really help out the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.